I spotted a dark shadow behind my boyfriend. I thought it was just his roommate, but then a few seconds later, that black shadow suddenly lunged forward and my boyfriend lost his life in the most bizarre way. I couldn't make out the killer's face at all in the footage. I wanted to do something for my boyfriend, but I was dozens of miles away in the suburbs. The next day, my boyfriend was already lying in his coffin, with friends and family coming to pay their respects. My friends asked me what exactly happened yesterday. I told them it was a terrifying shadow figure and pulled out my phone, but after looking around everywhere, there was no sign of any shadow figure on my phone. Everyone thought I was just overly stressed and probably hallucinating from the shock. This weird stuff had happened before. I was at home recording a video, and when I checked my phone afterward, I discovered there was a black shadow standing behind the door. I thought my eyes were just playing tricks on me, since when I turned around there was absolutely nothing there. I kept watching the recording, and there was definitely a human figure in the footage. I stared at my phone in a daze for several minutes, but I still couldn't make out what that person looked like. I went to the living room and saw my adoptive parents. They handed me a letter that my birth mother had sent. I heard that my birth mother had passed away recently. I was instantly overwhelmed with grief. I had never met my birth mother, and now all I had left was this letter to remember her by. I rushed back to my room and opened my computer. Using the address from the letter, I quickly found where my mother used to live. What struck me as strange was that my mother's former apartment was right near my place, and I passed by it all the time. I couldn't understand why my mother never came to find me all these years. This question bothered me all day long, and I was completely distracted during class, until something eerie happened on my way home. Terrifying crying sounds came through my earphones. I tried to figure out where the sound was coming from, looking all around, but I couldn't locate the source. Not only were there mysterious black shadows, but now there were also strange and frightening crying sounds. I sat in the park trying to figure out why this was happening and accidentally discovered something even more disturbing on my phone. Not only did that video I recorded at home have a black shadow, but even my casual everyday recording showed the same thing. This black shadow seemed to be stalking me constantly. I felt an overwhelming sense of unease and started carefully checking my surroundings everywhere I went. Until that day when I was video chatting with my boyfriend and the horrifying scene finally unfolded. I felt completely helpless about everything, and now my boyfriend was dead because of it. Afraid that the black shadow would come for me, I grabbed my phone to try to capture evidence, but I couldn't fight off the drowsiness and eventually closed my eyes and fell asleep. At that moment, a figure suddenly appeared on the right side of the screen, accompanied by the lights dimming. Unfortunately, my phone hadn't started recording. When I woke up the next day, the figure was gone. My adoptive parents thought I was just too heartbroken over my boyfriend's death, so they urged me to get out and have some fun. They planned to send me to a party that very night, but I wasn't in the mood for that at all. At the party, everyone was dancing and having a great time while I just sat in the corner with a fake smile. Thankfully, I had two close friends who understood me. After they learned I wasn't into the party, they decided to take me home early. On the way back, those terrifying crying sounds came through my phone again.